Okay, Garmin, can we just get something cleared up? Canadians need a measurement unit. I know, we're weird. We take a little bit of everything and we put it into the melting pot that is Canada. And because of that, measurement units don't work on Garmin. Please, 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 Garmin, help us. Hey, my name is Aries, and if you don't know, I'm documenting my journey to get fit-ish. Today, I get to unbox something really fun. I got myself a new Garmin. I'm so excited. Okay, so the other day, I was trying to track my rowing, which went successfully, and then I tried to follow up with tracking my yoga. When I went to save my yoga on my current Garmin, I have the Vivoactive 3 with music, and I've had it for a very long time. This watch has been absolutely fantastic. But when I tried to save, the whole watch glitched up and went all crazy. It was wanting me to delete random days, and there was exclamation marks showing up all over the place, and it would freeze and then do random things. It changed the watch face on its own, and it just went berserk. And that made me panic. I use my Garmin for everything. It's like life. And I'm currently in the middle of some very big things. Like, I have been rowing every single day for 3 weeks. I don't want to lose the ability to track that. I know it still counts if you're doing the workouts without tracking things, but I'm a data nerd and I want to know the stats, and I want to have it all in one place, and I want to compare and see and do, and I'm a stats nerd, and it was very scary to think that my watch could just kaput at any moment. I also like streaks. So the fact that I've been working out daily since January 1st, if I don't have a watch to track that, I'm not going to be able to physically see that streak to like motivate me in times when I don't have the motivation. You know, like, I can look back on the data, and it's a lot easier to see data to prove to yourself, no, you have actually worked out every single day, versus trying to tell yourself you have, and then self-doubt always creeps in, and you start to think like, have I? I'm pretty sure there was that day. And if you don't have anything to like look at, that was a weird noise. If you don't have anything to like focus in on, there's no concrete method of saying, yes, you're good, keep this going, keep that streak alive. Years ago, I was on a walking streak, 10,000 steps a day, and then Garmin actually just like crashed for like 2 or 3 days. Like, the whole platform crashed. And I did my best to still walk 10,000 days in hopes that it would like sync up afterwards, but it wasn't. Anyways, I ended up losing my streak. I haven't consistently walked 10,000 days since that. Yeah, I'm a data nerd and also a self-sabotager, but whatever. So, today I splurged as a bit of a like, yay to me for hitting 1,000 subscribers and for being successful in working out every single day since the start of the year, doing really well with my alternate day fasting. I'm almost 20 pounds down. At the time of filming this, maybe by the time that comes out, it could be even lower. Anyways, I am doing a lot of really cool things right now. So I decided to splurge. and it was on sale, so that helped make the purchase. But I did go to a much better watch than what I currently have. It's got a lot more features, and I'm super excited about it. So, what Garmin watch did I end up getting? Ba-ba-da! I went with the Forerunner 745. It's so pretty! Okay, so like in this watch, it's up to 7 days of battery in just watch mode, up to 6 hours when you're using GPS and music mode. And that, I know with this watch, it drains so much faster when you're doing both. So usually for a race, I will just use the GPS and then I'll use music on my phone, just to give myself as much battery life as I can. It has a swim rating water resistance rating of swimming, a 5 ATM. I don't know, maybe that means something to you. I can hold up to 500 songs, but I've read in other places that that number is actually bigger. But again, this has the capability of music, and I did it at first, but generally I end up just taking my phone. But it is nice to have it as just in case. It will suggest daily workouts to me. There's like a coach built into it. Not this one. This one doesn't have that. A coach built into it. There's, I still get heart rate underwater. There's running dynamics, training status, improved recovery time. And like it'll tell me if like my training, what I'm doing in a workout is beneficial or counterproductive, or helping me get faster in endurance or in speed or whatever. So it actually like takes the data in and gives you more back. It also does more about like a VO2 max, and there's just a lot more to this. So this actually showed up yesterday right as I was leaving for work, and I haven't opened it yet because I wanted to open it up with you guys. So let's get it open because I want to start using it and start seeing what all this extra data is going to get me. Okay, so empty box. Oh, look at how pretty it is. Oh my goodness. Oh no, okay. At first I thought it might be a bit bigger than mine, but they're about the same. Yeah. Okay, so you get your cord, you get the watch itself with one band, and then you get the booklets. So not a whole lot comes in this package for how much it costs. I mean, this watch better be good. Oh, it feels so different. Oh, that's like the weirdest angle to do that with. There we go. So yeah, they're about the same size. This has more buttons. It's got more buttons. It has a lot of buttons. I like the buttons. Sorry. Anyways, I'm going to set this up off camera because I know it takes quite a bit to set up. And then, I'll check back in a couple days with some updated stats and see what my feelings are on it. It's been a while since I've had just like a workout video, which isn't like, a specific thing. Like I had, the Bosu ball workouts, which was more of like a guided idea of how to do things. Then I revealed my 1, 2, 3 workout challenge, and that was, just to put out this intense workout. And then my yoga video came out because I started doing daily yoga. So if you haven't checked out that video, definitely go check that out because I can't believe how much yoga has changed my life. And then, then I got straight into rowing. So, it's been a journey, but we're here now. So, so let's set this up and I'll test it out for a couple days, and then yeah, we'll give some final thoughts on whether I'm happy with the upgrade or not. Okay, Garmin, can we just get something cleared up? Canadians need a measurement unit. I know, we're weird. We take a little bit of everything and we put it into the melting pot that is Canada. And because of that, measurement units don't work on Garmin. Please. Please, please, Garmin, help us. Make a Canadian measurement unit that allows us to see our weight in pounds and our distance in kilometers. I don't think I'm asking for much. It's one of my biggest gripes with Garmin is that I can never see both metrics in what makes sense to me as a Canadian. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know probably over in Britain and a lot of other places. Well, maybe not Britain because they use stones. Never mind. Maybe it is just Canada. But whatever, we're a big country and we're important. All I'm saying is I want to be able to see my weigh-ins on my phone in the Garmin app in pounds. And I want to see my runs and bikes in kilometers. But I either have to set it to metric and then see one in one, or I have to set it in statute and see one in the other. And there's no way of seeing both collaboratively. So Garmin, come here, come here. Come closer, please. Look into these eyes. As someone who loves your equipment, your products, and your fitness grasp on the world, I'm begging you, please make a Canadian measurement for units of, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay. So, I have been wearing my new Garmin, the Forerunner 745, for about a week now. So I feel like I can finally give you my thoughts on it. Okay, beforehand, I had the Vivoactive 3 with music, and now I have upgraded to this. One thing that feels like a bit of a downgrade, but I'm slowly getting used to, is it's not touchscreen, whereas the Vivoactive 3 was. So with the Garmin 745, everything is done with the buttons. And it's not the greatest. It just takes some getting used to. At least with the Vivoactive 3, everything was touchscreen and there was just one button that you needed to use for certain functions, which it did have its downsides. So the touchscreen, if you wore it into the shower, the water would activate things and it would change, you know, different settings and stuff. So that is kind of a downfall. And I guess I should be happy that that no longer happens. But there's a lot of times where I just go to press the screen and I'm like, oh, wait, no. Okay, which button is it? Now it's pretty simple. The top button is what activates your light. And if you hold it down, you can get into your like widgets. And then you have an up button and a down button. And these just scroll through what you have decided your like metrics are that you want shown. Some of them I don't even have hooked up or like saved in. Your button over here is your start stop. So this is where you're going to go to actually program whether or not you want to start a activity, and then also to actually start said activity. And then it also like selects anything if you are in another menu. Down here is your back button, so that just gets you out of everything. If you hold the up, then it gets you into your menu, so that's where you can customize things, and your back gets you out, and your select would get you into each of those menus. So it is fairly straightforward to use. It's just there's certain things when I'm trying to like set things up and get it back to kind of like where I had things before, then there's moments where it's like, oh, how do I get into that menu again? And you just kind of have to fiddle around with it. Or at least with the touchscreen, it was just like, I knew exactly what to do. Again, that comes with time from wearing it. I still had that period where I had to learn the last one. So I guess I really shouldn't. I just rambled on about, you know, not a whole lot. Other than that, the actual like tracking of activities and whatnot has been the same. There's really no difference in like the physical setting up an activity to track. And all that there is there's more data in the back end once you're done that activity. So if I do something like rowing, running, strength, biking, anything like that, once I'm done, it will tell me whether I've trained aerobically or anaerobically, and how much so, and whether that was productive or not productive. So that's been a really cool addition to things, because now I can kind of see, you know, what I'm actually doing for the overall picture. Instead of just training to train, there's kind of some like feedback on whether or not it's actually productive or not. Next up, you get your like recovery time frame. So depending on how hard you go in that workout, it will tell you how long you should recover for. Most of the time I try and listen to this, but sometimes I just can't, because I need to work out before I go to work. Otherwise I'm going to run out of the hours of the day, and I'm still doing yoga once a day. And I just finished up rowing at least 20 minutes a day for 30 days. So that video is going to come out soon. But that was a big goal. So I had to make sure that I was getting those things done before I went to work, so that I wasn't losing that, you know, momentum and that streak and whatnot. So sometimes that meant I had to ignore how many recovery hours I needed. And you know what? Nothing ever felt detrimental. I maybe just went like a little lighter on my workouts, or did more of a recovery yoga session versus like a flow, which is really like strenuous on the muscles and stuff. So I am really enjoying those. I haven't done anything with like the built-in coach yet. And I did turn on like the Pulse XO acclimation feature, because I thought it was something different than it was. And what ended up happening with that is my battery life, not good. So between tracking the rowing, tracking the yoga, and then constantly tracking the extra bit in the blood, it just drained the battery. So apparently the Pulse XO or OX acclimation is more so if I were to have had this on when we went to Alberta and we were hiking in the mountains. That would have given me, learn to spoke. That would have given me better information onto how much the altitude was affecting my body, and whether I was adjusting to said altitude, or whether or not, you know, all that kind of stuff. So because I'm here in Ontario and everything's just like, and the hills and whatnot that I do my training on are very minimal, I'm not changing altitude. So I have turned that feature back off again, and I've noticed a huge spike in how long my battery is lasting, which is awesome. But yeah, so there is quite a few features that I haven't used yet. Like I haven't done any like trip planning to like go out for a run. There are ways to put on like They call it a breadcrumb map. And it will kind of just show you like a route on the screen. I don't know if it'll give me voice cues on where to go. I think that might have been the 9:45 only. But I did read somewhere that it would tell you if you got off path. So maybe it does. I'm not sure. I haven't done it yet. The weather has been touch and go here. I got outside for a couple runs, which was fantastic. But it's been all over the place. Today was like plus 15. But it was also windy enough to like blow over transport trucks on the highway. So, you know, I'm good inside. So yeah, so I haven't done a whole, like I haven't explored everything this watch has to give me. But it does feel like an upgrade from what I had before, other than the touchscreen. So I am enjoying it. I'm glad I made the purchase, and mostly I'm glad that I'm not like constantly worried that it's going to crap out, that it's going to glitch again and I'm going to lose everything. And yeah, it's just been nice to have like a fun new gadget. Yeah, so that's kind of, I'm glad I did the purchase. Again, it might be like more than I need at this point in my fitness journey. Like it does have the ability to track triathlons and like with your transition stages. So you can track your swim and then say that you're in transition from swim to, I think you do biking next. And then like you can get actual data on how long your transition times are. And then it switches automatically into your next thing, which other watches you would have to manually go in and track a swim, stop it, and then go in and manually track your bike and then stop it and then manually go in and track your run. Whereas this is all set up as at one thing. So eventually down the road, if I hit my goals like I want to, I do still want to try and do a triathlon at some point. So that will make it so much easier. But that's not now. And it's not even close to now. Like I have so much fitness to gain back up in order to get there. After the 2 runs that I did, my knee has been bothering me a lot. Like I will just be walking around the house and all of a sudden it'll feel like it's just going to give out sideways. Like if you're like your knee bends this way, right? Like if this is the front of your leg and this is the back of your leg, your knee naturally bends like this, but it feels like it's going to like jut out like this way. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it properly, but it's not a fun feeling. And so I haven't been for another run yet because of that, because I don't want to aggravate it too much just in case it's something more. So I am getting a little worried about being able to do the half marathon in May. And I may have to back out of it, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm hoping that all of the other fitness things that I'm doing, like the rowing and whatnot, is going to build up like my fitness enough that I could get through the run. But those 2 runs that I just did weren't the greatest. So I'm getting a little worried about it. But we're going to slowly try and work towards it, and fingers crossed it'll be good. But I'm also aware that I have to be realistic and I might have to not do it. So we'll see. I hate saying that out loud. But yeah, so that is my, upgrade to the Forerunner 745. I am enjoying it. I just hope that Garmin gives us a Canadian setting, because I'm sure there's other people that want it and it like makes sense. Just, you have Statute UK, and you have Metric. Just give us a Canadian, like Statute/Metric. Like just give us that little option, Canadian. Let me see my weight in pounds and let me see my distance in kilometers, and I will love you forever. If you're a Garmin user and you think that would be a good thing, like comment below, spread this, like just let's start a petition. I just please get on board with me. help me like send this to Garmin head office, and let's try and get a Canadian measurement unit. I don't, you know what? Garmin's gonna know what it is. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me for another one. It's been an absolute blast. Very happy that I upgraded, and I look forward to testing it out further and, you know, seeing what like the coaching aspect does. And yeah, just like using it more. So, so far, very happy with the purchase. And I want to thank you for joining me for another video. My voice is going all crackly and I don't know why. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me for another video. I love you all very much. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.